your transition from constable to how did you go move up the ranks?
Well, it was really rough because I was one of those policemen who, I remember in 1974 when I was stationed at Bagwalk as an acting corporal of police. And I had the drive of a particular, very prominent politician at the time. I had him prosecuted. And I was called by the superintendent at the time of the division that I should have the charges dropped.
Yes.
Against this man. So I said, Superintendent, sir, and so, I don't know how to drop the charges. I don't know. I was taught that as long as the person has already been prosecuted, that's it.
Yes.
And he called me to his office and told me how it could be done. And I refused doing that. That was a Wednesday. Yes. And that was on 1974.
And you remember like it was yesterday?
Yes.
Yes.
And that was a Wednesday. And because I refused and took the man to court, by Friday it came out in the force order that I was transferred from Bagwalk straight to Ellis Road, Police Traffic Headquarters. In those days I was a traffic cop.
Yes.
And should be placed under 6 months supervision.
Yes.
And then I was there. That superintendent called me and told me, Mr. Adams, I don't know. Well, they wouldn't have said Mr. those days. I think he said Acting Corporal Adams. I was under instruction to have you supervised for 6 months. Well, you have turned out to be one of my best officers.
Yes.
And within 2 years being there, or 3 years, I was promoted to sergeant.
Wow.
But ironically again, I remember when a particular government came in power, and I was in charge of what you call at the time traffic engineering.
Yes.
I had, in those days, you remember the days of the robots.
Yes.
These patty pans and all that stuff. And many of these buses were controlled by, not by policemen at that time. Policemen were not so loose, but they were controlled by what you call middle businessmen, politicians.
Yes.
You know, trying to make a life.
Yes.
I used to see them, you know, plentifully. And I remember a particular man, two buses were seized, was connected to, as I said, that particular government at the time that came in. And I was again told by a senior superintendent to have the charges dropped and to return the man bus. And I didn't. I bluntly refused. And again, I was reverted at this time from the section and kicked away to St. Anne's Bay.
Wow.
To take up duty.
How did that make you feel, Mr. Adams? Did that demotivate you as a young policeman? Did that make you feel, because you're doing the right thing, you're conducting yourself professionally, ethically, executing how you were taught in training school, you're doing the right thing, and you are being prosecuted and persecuted for doing the right thing?
Well, how I felt and my reaction was, I was always a person who said, if you transferred me to Montego Bay because of what I have done in Kingston, as long as it was honest and decent, as soon as I reach Montego Bay, you're going to have to transfer me again, because I'm going to continue to do my work.
Yes.
And that is how my career evolved, because every time they penalize me for something, whatever reaction or action you take to have me, you know, castigated for that, I went and repeated it.
So then the idea that some people may have, that you were defiant and you were unruly.
Very defiant. I always defiant in the face of corruption, of anybody trying to breach your integrity.
Yes.
Trying to breach the integrity of the institution you're in.
Yes.
Was very defiant.
Yes.
And even now, and I think that is what is bothering me. This is the third time I'm applying for the Commissioner of Police. So
you have applied?
Well, I have not seen the application request yet.
Are you planning to apply?
100 times on the part of the Jamaican people. They have called me.
Yes.
I personally don't want no money.
Yes.
I personally not looking at any gratification.
So you'll do it for free?
I would do it for free.
Yeah?
Yes.
You heard it on Miss Kitty Live. Mr. Reneto Adams is saying that he's willing to be the Commissioner of Police for Jamaica for free. He wants to clean up Jamaica, and he's not personally looking for any monetary gratification. He wants to clean up his country.
I mean that.
Yes.
And the people have called me. It's not me. I've never even thought about it. I saw going on social media where a petition started 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
When they had hint that this commissioner would go. I didn't even know about it.
Yes.
I was called and told that this is happening.
Yes.
And if the people, you look on it, and if you can do a scientific research on it, or poll on it, and it's alarming.
Yes.
To see the results that I've seen in some polls, although they are not scientific.
Right.
Right? The last one I saw this morning, the nearest person to me had 8%. I had 75%.
That's overwhelming.
And you tell me, many a people, many a person in this country, especially certain clique,
yes,
give me a lot of bad rating.
Yes.
And all that. But look on what the people are saying. If I were what people accuse me of, I breach human rights and all that. That's not so.
But they will say, Mr. Adams, maybe those of who are calling for you, maybe they don't know better and they don't understand and they don't have the bigger picture, and so they will call for you because they don't understand what that means.
Well, the young people have a way to get information.
Yes.
And they can Google me now. I'm challenging anybody now in Jamaica to Google me, and you see who Reneto Adams is. I've always been an objective person. I've always been a positive person. I always take challenges head on and deal with them.
Yes.
I never really thought about the results, you know. So therefore, if the flood is coming down Bradley Avenue, my first thought was to repel, to redirect the flood. Mm-hmm. That is my objective.
Redirecting the flood. He is Reneto Adams, my very special guest here this afternoon. Miss Kitty Live. He says he is going to apply. He wants to apply. He's willing to serve. He's here to serve, and he will do so free of cost. Nationwide 90 FM, Miss Kitty Live on a Pepper Seed Thursday. Living legend Reneto Adams, my very special guest right here on a Pepper Seed Thursday.
Underage gambling is illegal. You can be fined or imprisoned for enabling a minor to engage in gambling activities. Call Crime Stop at 311 to report illegal gambling. The time by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission is
3:48.
Taste buds delight. Cadbury. At any time, it's right.
There's dairy milk, whole nuts, fruit in the tube. Wherever you want, whatever you do. Cadbury chocolates, yes, and
guys, remember to like and share. Lovely. Come on, listen. Remember to like and share, guys. Like and share the video. And Mr. Adams just revealed on my show he's going to apply. Yep. He's hearing the calls. Nice. Lovely. Well, I know so they want to walk it on when they're going to apply. Nationwide 90 FM, what a start to Black History Month. A very strong black man, a son of the soil. Reneto de Cordova, Valentino Adams, my very special guest here this afternoon, revealing on Miss Kitty Live that he is wanting to apply. He's willing to apply for the post of Commissioner of Police. Though in some quarters, some may not go give him a bad rating, as he said. The majority of Jamaicans, both here and abroad, have given him the nod, and they have given him the, support that would be needed to do so. So, Mr. Adams, what is it? Because you're somewhere I read that you said you could clean up the crime in 6 months or get things back together in 6 months.
That was disingenuous of that person
to say that.
To have said that.
Clarify.
The clarification I would want to apply to that is that I said, if I were given a chance, by reorganizing the hierarchy of the force, the middle managers,
yes,
in order put in, as I spoke before, the right persons in the right slot, based on their performance, their merit, and everything, and no other consideration.
Yes.
And the strategies in place, put all the resources in place, and start making inroads in criminal activities. In about 6 months' time, we should start to see tangible results.
Okay.
Because I could not have 50 years we took and brought the thing here.
Yes.
50 years.
Can't be cleaned up overnight.
Can't be cleaned up overnight. But what thing I can promise you, as it appears now to some people, they say to me is that I'm making this observation. Like when criminals are having their way now, and there's not a deliberate response, effective and efficient response. And the people thought that I have that ability and that capacity and that attitude.
Yes.
One thing you will see noticeable about my administration, and I don't want to put you on the block, but anybody know in the studio, you tell me the last time you see a khaki, a senior person on the street, leading. I don't know. For me,
yes,
I have not been seeing many.
And I will say that, Mr. Adams, that's one of the things that a lot of people say about you, that you're on the ground, you're in the street, and not that administrative type of police officer, or was that police officer, because, and that's what some persons are saying, some commissioners are too far removed from the issue and from the problem, and you're stationed right there at the commissioner's office, and you're not being felt enough on the road.
Well, I can promise you that if I were appointed, my office would be transferable.
Yes.
Based on the occasion existing. So if we had problems in Westmoreland, and the police there were having problem in dealing with it, I would be taking some of my senior persons along with the necessary resources and take up office in Westmoreland.
Yes.
And clean up the place again and move on.
Yes.
And give that leadership. Because policemen, they like to be pampered by their leaders. Pampered, that I mean, set good example.
Yes.
Motivate them.
Yes.
Stimulate them.
Yes.
Excite them.
Yes.
To performance.
Yes.
You do it yourself. So I'm not going to send and say, search under that stone, a gun is under it.
Yes.
I'm going to first search under the stone and find the gun.
Yes.
And show them.
Yes.
And I will be there. When I was out there on the CMU, they used to send my food separately from the men, you know.
Yes.
And send it in a different tray.
Yes.
And pretty it up. I said, no. I go and eat where you send for the constable.
Yes.
And we sit down under the tree there. As a senior superintendent, let them call in and tell me if I'm lying. And eat there with them. I don't go to one hotel or in a one pretty building and people are serve you. We eat out of the little styrofoam box here with everybody.
Yes.
And then I said, gentlemen, intelligence has come in. 3 guns are here. Let's go.
Yes.
I didn't say you go. And when I say let's go, where do you think I am? In the front?
Yes.
Not at the rear.
Yes.
All right, don't come when I hear you find a gun. I am there digging too, and that's the type of commissioner I will be.
So why were you overlooked? Because obviously your track record is there. They would have known, they would have seen, they would have heard. When I remember when they were looking for police, a commissioner of police, and you were not appointed. Why was that?
Really, I don't know. Jamaica, and I say this not cautiously, but calculatively. Jamaica has never, in my view, this is my view, gotten the Prime Minister they deserve. They have never gotten the Commissioner of Police they deserve. They have never gotten all the people that you know who are in high position. And when I say deserve, people who will go there and do the people's work.
Yes.
It was always on a status quo basis. So because a man went to KC and a man go to Jamaica College, or a man go here and all there, so therefore your placement was predicated on that scenario.
On your association, not
of
on your
course.
qualification.
Thank you. So I am telling you plain today, and I'm telling the Police Services Commission and the government, if you want a commissioner of police who will go and calculate quickly in algebra for you and introducing Einstein sciences and Pythagoras theorem don't look in Reneto Adams. Not that I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for a man to deal with crime and criminal elements, then I'm inviting them to look in my direction.
Yes.
And that is a problem we have been in the force. A man going to get a degree, sometime probably in mortuary.
Yes.
How you learn how you bury people.
Yes.
Or some other,
botany or zoology.
Thank you.
Yes.
Right? And when him come back to the force, is them their direction them looking to? He has never spent a day doing policing,
Yes.
Most of them you see up there, all the days have been spent at school.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with school, But I'm saying, if you have a problem, all my education and all my studying, all the courses I've gone abroad, locally, Jamaica Staff College, my own local courses and international courses were based on policing science.
Yes.
Learning policing.
And how to fight crime.
Learning policing.
Yes.
So therefore, when I'm sent anywhere, I have no problem. I know what to do.
Yes.
So, again, I'm saying, if they want somebody to deal with the crime and who knows basic, intermediate, and senior policing, call on Reneto Adams.
Reneto Adams, my very special guest here this afternoon on Miss Kitty Live. We're going on till 5 o'clock. We're talking to him about family. We're talking to him about his growing up, his childhood days, his early days in the police force, and of course his bid now to be the next police commissioner. He says he's willing and ready to serve. And if it is that the Police Services Commission wants a man who is qualified in the area of crime fighting, who knows it, who has lived it, who has been in there from the days of Noah, call on Reneto Adams. This is Miss Kitty Live on Nationwide 90 FM. You can call as well. I'm going to open my phone lines, 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, or 630-9374. If you're calling from your digital phone, call me on 618-8255. And so you can speak a word to Mr. Adams. What are your thoughts? Do you think he's ready? Do you think he is equipped? Do